Hello, everybody. Welcome to day two. I'm excited to be here, and we're gonna kind of kick the morning right off with a little overview of what we're gonna be talking about today. A little previews, plant seeds. So, but before we get into that, Pilot and Amanda, how are you doing this morning?
Well, I'm doing very well.
Good. Good.
Doing
Amanda?
good. Yeah, I'm excited to keep the show going.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
How about you,
Um,
Taylor? How are you doing?
I'm pretty good. I'm a little disappointed that my cat is not quite as excited about today's session or whatever's in my closet today as she was yesterday. But
Mhm.
She's saving her energy for later.
yeah, totally. I mean, that's what cats are about, right?
Oh, yeah.
She was
Unpredictability.
very busy, absolutely being a maniac, running around my house about 30 minutes ago, and now she's sleeping. So
Mhm.
cool. So I'm
Yeah.
gonna pull up my screen. We're gonna look at the sessions, and we'll kind of chat about what's upcoming here. Um, and there we go. So yeah, this is introductions right now. In about 30 minutes, a little less than 30 minutes, we're gonna talk about. We've got our common troubleshooting tips for domains section. Amanda, you want to talk a little bit about what that's going to
Yes,
cover?
totally. Yeah. So this is going to be me and Taylor. We're going to be talking about something that you're all probably going to be super interested in, or at least I was as an admin. We're going to be touching on a few things that are going to help you troubleshoot things that we see happening a lot in domains. We're going to touch specifically on WordPress and what can happen sometimes when WordPress gets all wonky. Taylor has expertly crafted a demo site for us that is expertly broken. So that we can use that. And then we're going to fix that. And then we're going to go through changing site URL, domain in WordPress settings. And we're going to also do some force certifications in Let's Encrypt. And then we're going to talk about backups and all that kind of good stuff.
Yeah. I'm excited about this one, and frankly, I'm pretty glad that we can give this overview now, right before, because we're probably going to need all of that 30 minutes to get
Yeah.
through this stuff. There's quite a bit that we're going to try to cover in that period of time, so it'll be good. And of course, like always, if you're watching this and you have questions of, common things you've seen or seen even a couple times, definitely feel free to ask them during the session. We can get to them. We also have dedicated time later in the day for anything we don't have time to cover, so we can always circle back around to it. I'm excited. I'm very excited to deploy my very prolifically broken WordPress plugins. I'm an expert broken plugin developer now. So, cool. After that, we're gonna cover long-term management. Pilot, you want to talk about this a little bit?
Yeah, sure thing. So, uh, basically, we talked about this a little bit yesterday, but the idea of thinking through what your project is going to look like long term, what you want your deprovisioning lifespan of accounts, sort of things to look like. And so Taylor and I are both going to talk about what the sort of core steps of that process are and how you might want to set policies, what things you might want to take in consideration, as well as different tools that you can use to take that into account. So sometimes schools say you get it for this 2 years and no longer, or you get it until your email expires or something like that. And figuring out, okay, those are the policies I want to set. How do I communicate with users around this? How do I make this deprovisioning process as smooth as possible? How do I plan for 2, 3 years down the line to be able to reach out to people easily and keep this going smoothly years
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 to
in the
come.
future.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You gotta trim your garden. That's not trim your trees. I don't know. There's almost a metaphor there.
Tend
Um,
tend your garden, something.
tend to your garden is the word I was looking for. Yeah. So also excited about this one. This has a lot to do with planting seeds for success, and there's obviously a lot of ways to do it. So we can kind of share what we see people doing, and again, if you have if this is something you've been thinking about or have already done, feel free to share that in there. I think that stuff's always helpful for especially new people to see. We do this at this school. I think that stuff's invaluable. So, going further into the day, we've got after that we have Q&A. So maybe not greatly perfectly named, but that is a great time to ask questions. We're also going to be collecting questions that come up or things that we didn't get to elaborate on as much as we'd like to throughout the day. So that's a quick little session to kind of cover that sort of thing. After that, we're going to talk about splots and site templates. Splots are really cool. If you're unaware, it's an acronym that has argued that no one has agreed on what it exactly stands for, but they're basically pre-set up WordPress sites that can serve one or maybe two simple functions. They're basically templates that, for the most part, Alan Levine has kind of spearheaded development on. And so we're going to cover some of our favorites, talk about how you use them, what they can do. And then we're also going to talk about site templates and how you can kind of make your own on Domain of One's Own. So basically how you can make a single purpose or something, or a starter kit or something like that for your students, faculty, or staff, and how you can have them use that. And so we'll show our favorites. We'll demo how you can make one. It's gonna be a cool session. I'm excited about it. And then to round out the day, we're going to do another session called Beyond Domains, no lampshade. And so we're going to talk a little bit about the limitations of Domain of One's Own. So what can't you run on it in terms of web applications, and what are your options? And then as well as what else, maybe more unconventional or things you hadn't thought of, ways to use a Domain of One's Own. So connecting up to services using DNS, running things that are outside the LAMP stack on Reclaim Cloud, all kinds of cool stuff. So I'm also excited for that. Jim and I are going to head that session up, and that'll kind of take us to the end of the day. And then, of course, after the end of the day, we'll be available, so if you've got questions and the day is over, don't worry, put them in Discord. We'd love to answer them still, and help you out there. So yeah, I'm really excited. We do have our first real big session of the day coming up in about 20 minutes, and yeah, we'll kick it off from there. I think at this point we're gonna kind of wrap up so we can prepare for that session. Unless Pilot and Amanda, you have anything else you want to point out, but I think we can start getting ready for that.
Yeah, I think we're good to go.
I think you covered everything.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Excellent. So we'll see everyone in about 20 minutes in the common troubleshooting tips for domains section. See y'all soon.
See you soon.
See you soon.